Mike Joseph here with Coach Mike McGarvey. Obviously, Coach, the effort was there. Obviously, the ball didn't fall for you tonight.
Yeah, yes. The effort was there. The ball did not fall. They showed their maturity down the stretch. That's why they've been winning so many games. Senior leadership, Bonini turned it on when he needed to do it. Kehoe was a problem in the second half. Thought we did a really nice job on those two guys in the first half. I'm proud of how we competed today versus the first game, but still a lot for our team to learn to knock them off come March.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game you can learn from. A lot of stuff on tape you can watch. But I thought, again, the defensive effort was there. You guys did it. A lot of shots didn't fall, but the senior leadership, like you mentioned, 3 seniors on that Navy team.
Yeah, they play 4 seniors and 3 juniors, so it's a big difference. But I think a credit to them, their defensive pressure got us a little bit out of our flow. When we got the ball side to side, I thought we got quality shots, but their pressure forced us into a lot of one-on-one plays, and we didn't convert.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Let's bring in Sharif Jackson, our Coca-Cola player of the game, 10 points. Obviously, Sharif, a senior-laden team over there, tough inside. Obviously, a real tough situation for you with Kehoe, but I thought you guys held your ground, just the ball just wouldn't fall.
Yeah, especially, we like to say that don't let the offense dictate defense. 2 times that happened kind of in the first quarter, but we bounced back. But that second half, that little dry run kind of took us off of our defensive game, let that get that little lead. Yeah,
that's a great analysis. I thought you guys hung in there. The effort was there all night long, playing strong on both ends, and again, the ability for them to kind of, and then they slowed the game down a little bit, got it into their hands, but I thought you guys had great effort. Coming off 2 wins, what does it feel like? What do you got to do back in the locker room?
I mean, really, especially against Navy, probably the best team in the Patriot League, to be honest. Yeah, it's all about consistency. Our season has really been about, those like up and downs, making sure on the court we don't have like those 5-minute stretches where we're down, get them a little bit of a lead. And no better team to show that against Navy. A team that really just the entire game is just going at it, making sure they're always getting points, doing the right thing. So in that locker room, in the practice, we just got to make sure that we keep that consistency up. We had some really good showings against American and Holy Cross, and if we can continue that and keep it throughout the entire game, I think we'll be pretty good.
Well said. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys, not much more to say there. You got it all from Sharif. Back to you.
All right, Michael, full day for Mike as he took care of the portal and then, of course, the football today, so good job. As we'll take a look at the highlights with John and then some numbers, and then we'll get out of here.
Gary, this was a hard-fought game. Lafayette hung in there for the most part. Our Coca-Cola player of the game was obviously Sharif Jackson, and more than anything else, the matchup with Aiden Kehoe, it was just terrific for the young man. Going to work on the inside was Andrew Phillips. He was quiet for the most part, but he had some moments in that first half when baskets were tough to come by, actually for both teams. Going hard to the basket again. Sharif Jackson, watch this. He backs Kehoe up right underneath the rim. And just a wonderful pass. I love watching Austin Bonini play when he's not playing Lafayette. But when he is, he usually brings something to the table. A little role reversal here as Caleb Williams penetrates and finds Butler. Usually that's different roles there. Nice move to the basket by Caleb Williams. Just couldn't get it going from the perimeter. Had a quick 5-point spurt that got Lafayette back to within 2 late. But the 2 guys inside, that's Donovan Draper finishing from Aiden Kehoe. When Kehoe wasn't scoring the ball, he was doing this, Gary, finding his teammates. Really, when you look at Navy, there's just so many different ways they can beat you. Obviously, their defense is impeccable. Caleb Williams, this is that little spurt we talked about. These are back-to-back plays. He hits that jump shot, then he hits a 3. At that point, Lafayette draws to within 2, but then the senior leadership from Navy, actually there was a 3rd bucket right there, so that was 7 straight. But then these guys took over. The entry pass, the kick out, Draper, there's 3 seniors right there. Entry from Bonini, Kehoe out to Draper, and look at the spin move by Bonini. That's what we've seen him do an awful lot. Look at him move without the basketball. He does so well with that mid-range game. And it was so difficult for Lafayette. Even that shot right there, an acrobatic play from Caleb Williams. That was Andrew Phillips knocking down a 3. But I think Sharif Jackson, actually Mike McGarvey, said it best. Everything Lafayette did was made difficult by the defense of Navy.
One thing about Navy, they were 1 for 12 from beyond the arc, and it didn't matter. That's how well they played in the paint tonight. 46% overall shooting the basketball. They were led by Keogh with 16 and 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. Benini was 16, 17 for Donovan Draper. So their big three took care of business. Lafayette Phillips 11, Sharif Jackson 10, and Caleb Williams 13. And the Lafayette Leopards go down to defeat. Up next for Navy is American, the only team that has given them a loss this year. That will be in Annapolis, and Lafayette will take on Army at Army. So that's what will come up on Saturday. Navy 10-1 in the league, in first place by at least a couple of ball games. Lafayette goes to 4-7. Not sure where they'll end up at the end of the night. That's it for us. We're glad you spent some time with us. For Mike Joseph, John Leone, the Astound television team, we thank you so much for watching. I'm Gary Laubach. Good night, everybody.